What are the first thoughts that come to your mind when you hear the phrase conspiracy theory? Tinfoil hats? Pseudoscience? Crazy people? You might instinctively feel a sense of doubt or apprehension when you hear this phrase. Even if you're a self-described conspiracy theorist who believes many conspiracy theories. But why does the phrase have such power over us? Why is this buzzword used so often in the mainstream media? Why is it so effective in discrediting legitimate ideas? If you really think about it, conspiracy theory is a pretty unremarkable phrase. The definition of conspiracy is a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. A theory is simply an idea, a proposed reason for why something has happened. So when you put the two words together, conspiracy theory simply means an idea about a secret plan. What is so crazy about that? We know for a fact that many groups, including the government, create secret plans all the time. The truth is simple. The CIA popularized this phrase to discredit people who were getting a little too close to the truth. Don't believe us? Here's the dark history behind the phrase conspiracy theory.
51 million people entering another
surveillance camera capturing the
unidentified flying
lockdowns and mass testing.
Today, that the world is going to end.
The CIA wouldn't have the power to popularize phrases and control the narrative if it didn't have considerable influence over our mass media. The agency has been planting news stories for many years, and it has employed numerous American journalists for just as long. The 1976 Church Committee concluded that the agency has a network of both foreign and American journalists that attempt to influence public opinion with covert propaganda through newspapers, television, radio, and more. The situation has only become worse over time. Alternative journalists like Glenn Greenwald claim that there is no separation between the CIA and the media, and that mainstream outlets simply repeat CIA propaganda as fact. Some of the biggest names in the news world are CIA veterans, such as John Brennan and James Clapper. Anderson Cooper was a CIA intern at one point, and Tucker Carlson applied to work there. There are many other major media figures who are connected with the CIA in some way, and all it takes is a simple Google search to see the full list. And then of course you have Operation Mockingbird, a full-scale effort by the CIA to completely control the media. Did they succeed? Yes. Beyond their wildest dreams. Contrary to popular opinion, the phrase conspiracy theory existed long before the CIA was ever established. The agency did not create the phrase, but they did popularize it, turning it into a tool to quickly and easily discredit people who are getting too close to the truth. The words conspiracy and theory were first used in combination in 1863 by an American author. He used the term to describe a claim that British aristocrats were trying to weaken the United States during the Civil War. Some claim that the term has always been derogatory, but others disagree. One study found that during the 1800s, the phrase carried neither a positive or negative connotation. It was simply used to refer to a potential conspiracy. Today, the phrase is clearly derogatory, and many researchers have pointed out that conspiracy theorist only really started being used as an insult in the mid-1960s. This was just years after the assassination of President Kennedy, a time when more people were questioning the official story than ever before. The public knew that things didn't quite add up, and those who previously trusted the government started to struggle with serious doubts. Faced with these doubts, the CIA used their considerable influence over the media to popularize the term, using it as a tool to shut down anyone who questioned the official narrative. Was there more than one sniper? No, that's just a conspiracy theory. Was Oswald just a fall guy? Of course not. You must be a conspiracy theorist. Was Kennedy shot because he was a threat to the elites? Nope, that's just another example of a conspiracy theory. With their control of the media, attributing negative connotations to the phrase conspiracy theory was child's play for the CIA. In terms of evidence, most researchers point to a 1967 CIA memo that mentions the phrase conspiracy theory when discussing the JFK assassination, but that's missing the point. The real question is not who invented or popularized the term, but who flipped the entire meaning of it and assigned it such a negative stigma. There is no smoking gun that proves the CIA popularized the phrase conspiracy theory, but the facts don't lie. The CIA had considerable control over the media when JFK was shot. In the years following the assassination, the New York Times alone ran 5 different stories with heavy usage of the term conspiracy theory. The agency used it as a buzzword to dismiss people who were asking questions about the assassination, and they're still doing the same thing today, along with a variety of other buzzwords that have just as much power over our minds. But how exactly does the phrase conspiracy theory affect our minds? As soon as people hear the phrase, they assume that whatever is being suggested is inherently false. But there are many conspiracy theories that have turned out to be true. For example, people used to think that a government-sponsored mind control project was nonsense, until Project MKUltra was made public. The Gulf of Tonkin incident was faked to start the Vietnam War. People who said Russiagate was fake were dismissed as conspiracy theorists, until it was revealed that the Steele dossier was completely fabricated. Many people have pointed out that calling someone a conspiracy theorist today is essentially the same as accusing someone of heresy in the medieval times. Now that you know a little about the history behind the phrase conspiracy theory, you might want to rethink your usage of the term. Should we really be using a phrase popularized by the CIA? A phrase intended to discredit people who are searching for the truth? Aren't we playing into their game when we do this? Perhaps we should create our own phrase, something that hasn't been corrupted by the agency's obsessive efforts to control the narrative. Some scholars and researchers have suggested that the phrase state crimes against democracy may be more appropriate. Until we figure out a better way to express our ideas, the least we can do is be aware that some words have more power than others, and that dark agencies use words to control our very thoughts.